Hello everybody and welcome to episode 114 of the Let's Play world. Today we're going to get started right away talking about redstone. Between episodes I did a bunch of work on the subway system and I think I've basically got it done. And I wasn't really happy with how the minecarts stopped and started, so I borrowed an idea from Exumavoid over on the Hermitcraft server and really revamped that system. So I'll show you. Here in our East Village stop, we're going to come down here and you'll see the East Village station. We've got a track that goes out to the monument. We've got a track that goes out to the West Village. And you can see there's some different stuff going on here. Now, the way this works is when the minecart comes along here, it is going to turn, hit this cactus, and get picked up by a hopper, because the cactus will break it. And then these hoppers run along here to a dispenser. When I step on this pressure plate, that will turn a torch off and turn these rails off. And it'll also hit the dispenser, so it will fire out a minecart. So it shoots out the minecart, and as soon as we get in there and get off of the pressure plate, it re-enables the power on the powered rails and sends us on our way. So a really cool little system, so we don't have minecarts stacking up and we kind of get them on demand. So I'm going to put a little graphic up on the screen to remind you what the subway system looks like. And you can see here, if you kind of follow the blue, green, red lines, they make a circle all the way around the entire system. And then there's a little purple line that kind of cuts across the middle. So what I want to do is just ride the whole thing. So we're going to start off on the green line. So if I step on this pressure plate here, minecart gets dispensed, the powered rails get turned off, and as soon as I hop in this minecart and come off of this powered rail, minecart takes off. And you can see what happened there where the minecart just got picked up by the cactus. And if we want to continue along that route, we can just hop over here and do exactly the same thing. Here we have our West Village station that's kind of that Chicago style. Got option to go onto the purple line over here, but we're going to continue on the green line. And here we are at the zoo station. So that is where the green line ends. And it's also where the red line ends. And we can go upstairs, of course, to the zoo. If I step on this pressure plate, we get a minecart, hop in, and we're headed down the red line. Very cool. The red line stops in the downtown station, continues on to the old town station, and you can see the purple line is intersecting over here. There's some interesting stuff going on over here, and I'll explain that once we investigate the purple line. Well, let's go ahead and continue along the red line. The red line comes along to the Old Town Station, which again is another Chicago-style stop. I did a much more decorative ceiling here than the other one, which I think looks really nice. Again, we've got this purple line over here, and we can continue a little further to the red line. The red line terminates here at the Monument Station, which was the first station that we ever constructed with this sort of DC Metro style. And that's also our connection to the blue line. And if I step over here, we get a minecart, and off we go. And the blue line takes us back to our East Village station. So that is the outside loop of blue to green to red. The only other thing we have going on is that purple line, and I kind of want to show you what that's all about. I just wanted to walk through our village because it's been a minute since we've been over here, and there's a lot of activity going on. The number of golems I see over here as I'm flying by is pretty wild. Like everybody's kind of at work right now doing their thing. But yeah, there's like iron golems everywhere. One up there. Wow. Like a bustling little metropolis. See, our West Village stop should be right here. And so this is our green line over here. And then on this side, we've got the purple line. And you'll notice this first station says downtown. So what's going to happen here when we get on, we'll kind of scoot along here, and right up here, we're going to get to the downtown station. And we get dropped off. And you'll notice that there's no option to go any further here. And that's because both of these lines go to the Old Town station. So if you wanted to continue to Old Town, you would just hop over here to the red line. Now you could step on this and go back to the West Village if you wanted. So that gives us some options here. Let's go ahead and continue to the Old Town station. Super cool. And you can see if we wanted to continue on the red line, we could. This is where the purple line terminates. And you can see here it says West Village Express. So if we get on here, what's going to happen is it's going to pass the downtown station and just go all the way to the West Village. Because if we wanted to go downtown, again, we could just hop on the red line. So this gives us an express all the way out to the West Village. So the purple line is pretty versatile. It's not just duplicating another station. It gives us some options. So we'll just pass that station right by, continue on all the way to the West Village. There we are. I think the little redstone enhancements with the starting and stopping of the minecarts really makes the system a lot more useful. I don't have them all loaded up with minecarts. I just made a couple and tossed them in there. But, you know, if there were several people using this system, if you loaded it up with minecarts, then they just keep getting shuffled around and it would work really well. And with the completion of those last 3 stations, that means subway system can come off of the wall of tasks. But we are not done talking about redstone yet. You might remember last episode we started working on a musical build way over here by the monument. So we're going to run out there and I'll show you what I've been working on. I was playing a little bit with a design for what the building is going to look like. And this is what I've come up with so far. So I'm thinking just kind of andesite, kind of a mix of the polished and non-polished with a blackstone border, a little bit of an oak accent, and then I put the word music here against some frog lights so it looks kind of like a marquee. I think that looks really awesome. So we'll kind of complete that and then we can make the building, you know, go all the way back. And right about here, like I was saying last episode, is where floor level is going to be, and it's going to cover up our musical redstone that we did here. Just to remind you what this sounded like, I'm going to go and turn it on, and you're going to hear a drum loop and then sort of this randomized kind of wind chime kind of thing. Very cool. What I'd like to do today is finish this building, and then inside I want it to look kind of like a venue, like somewhere where you would go to see a musical performance. And I want there to be a little bit of a stage, and I want to build some sort of musical instrument that we can interact with as well. Okay, let me show you what I've come up with here. So the first thing you might notice is I had to raise things up a little bit. The place that I wanted the floor level to be was actually a little bit close to the note blocks, and they weren't sounding. So we went up one block higher than I had planned on. What that means is the button is probably going to need to be moved or adjusted here. I'll figure that out. Here you can see we've kind of got a floor for the audience to stand on. This is going to be a stage. Eventually we'll have a back wall, and I'm thinking maybe like a red curtain or something like that. Got a little bit of a balcony, not a way to access it, but it looks kind of cool. Still need to put a roof on it, but first I want to create some sort of musical instrument. And I think what I'm going to do is just maybe pressure plates that trigger some note blocks. So I'm going to work on that real quick. Okay, so our T flip-flop that we had down here, I just moved up one block. So now I have the comparator feeding into a block, which triggers the piston. And on this side, the signal just kind of walks down a little bit further. But otherwise, everything still works exactly the same. Okay, so basically what I've got going on is some pressure plates, and around back I have some repeaters, and I have them staggered because if I put them next to each other, they would trigger each other. So they have to be kind of zigzag to keep them from setting each other off. And it's just a little blues sort of pattern here. And I put pumpkins underneath just so we had a little bit of a different sound. And right down here in front of the stage, we have the button just right there. And if I push this, our music starts. Pretty cool. Well, here's the big reveal. Got this nice big sturdy looking building with a marquee up here, a couple of doors, and when we walk in, got a little bit of a foyer that opens up to this big kind of gathering area. Really cool looking stage. Got the button to start the music. Got a couple of doors over here. This one is just so I can get back down here if I do need to mess with this redstone. The other door currently, maybe it's an office or something like that, green room, who knows, but it's just a little space over there. The stage is just an oak stage with some pressure plates. And again, these pressure plates play some musical notes. Got some light in the stage, some lights above the stage. Got a cool little balcony. I added some chairs up there just so people could sit. And if we push this button, the music starts. Very, very cool. Very fun. Pretty cool little addition to our entertainment district. And that means we can take musical build off of the wall of tasks. And I get to add Leviticus plays to our wall of fame. It's really wild how many of you are ending up on this wall. I really appreciate all the suggestions. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.